I'm Oral Verschizer, and I am on Blue Review.
Hey, this is Sean Green. You're watching the Blue Review.
Bum, 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 bum.
Hey!
Laser.
Very tenuous lasers, very
Yeah,
scary
no.
lasers.
Should be more like laser,
Yeah.
laser.
But it's a win nonetheless. Welcome to the Blue Review presented by LAX. I'm Marcas Grant. That is Greg Bergman. The Dodgers, not their best baseball last night, but they hang on to get a win against the Diamondbacks. 6-5, the final score. They even up the series at a game apiece. Greg, we'll talk about it, but man, it was stressful last night.
It felt like we were watching, like, I'm not comparing it to a playoff game, just that it felt like we were watching a playoff game. It was like, what is going on here? It was close and just like praying for a hit in any situation towards the end of the game and not getting much.
Yeah, praying for a hit, praying for the bullpen to just get outs any kind of way. And thankfully, fortunately, they were able to get that done. So we'll dive into that as well. But first, want to let you know the Blue Review is powered by LAX. The next time you're heading to LAX, look up. You'll see the future of airport travel in action as the new all-electric Skylink People Mover train is undergoing testing. For more information, visit lawa.org/ESPN. So the good Dodgers get a 6-5 win last night, and laser. The top of the order came through in a big way. Shohei was 2 for 4. Andy Pages 1 for 4 with an RBI. Freddie Freeman had 3 hits last night. Even Mookie Betts, if we want to extend it to that, had an RBI single, which Greg, in the end, proved to be huge because it ended up being the game-winning RBI. It took every last bit of everything last night for the Dodgers to get this win.
Yeah, it was very much the top of the lineup, and that was just about it. Everybody throughout the bottom of the lineup was, I don't know, pretty close to hitless. I mean, Dalton Rushing got a couple, and I know Freeland did, but for the most part, it felt like that middle to bottom of the lineup just wasn't coming through in big situations. They got through. Look, after the third inning second. It was another one of these second innings where they got 2 in the first, 2 in the second, and then just nothing until later on, like with Mookie, which you're talking about. But the top of the lineup has been close to fantastic. I mean, Shohei and Freddie specifically have just completely taken off. To the fact, like over the last week, I know that's not a large sample size, but over the last week, Shohei Ohtani, well, he has a couple of home runs, but he's also batting .462 with a 1.327 OPS. So he's over 300 1,300 OPS. Freddie Freeman's batting .333 with an over 1,000 OPS. Those two guys are coming through clutch right now, and it's nice to see.
It absolutely is nice to see. We've seen some power from Freddie. We haven't quite seen the home runs consistently from Shohei. We've seen a couple of them, but I think what's more important is the fact that he's just hitting the ball hard. He's hitting the ball to all fields. He's getting on base. He's setting the table like you would want him to do. And even Pages, I feel like the curse of the number 2 spot is trying to get to Andy Pages, but so far he's been able to mostly resist it. But it feels like it's calling his name. Right,
it's like a siren in the ocean, a mermaid going, "Come to me."
Yeah, it really
he's just trying to fight it off. He's being a sailor, and he's trying to spin the wheel out of it. But,
fight the tide, Andy. Fight the tide. Stay high as much as possible. The other part of last night, the bullpen, which was amazing and had the 38 inning scoreless streak.
Yeah,
it's been rough the last few games, last week, I would say, since the scoreless streak ended. And I guess in some ways it was sort of bound to happen. They were going to kind of regress to the mean a little bit after being so good. Last night was a struggle for the bullpen. Was it the 7th inning? 3 walks in that inning. They give up 3 runs. Will Klein just hangs on by the skin of his teeth to get out of the inning. I'm not saying that this is all bad. It was probably inevitable at some point, but it's been tough for the bullpen lately.
Yeah, I mean, it was really like Kyle Hurt's been fantastic this entire year, so we can't like say too much negative about him, but you can't walk guys, dude, and you can't walk 3 guys at that matter. Like, no matter, it doesn't matter what team you're playing. If you can't find the plate, then that's going to cause runs to be scored. You can't, a 4-0 lead, a 6-2 lead, and then you are just hanging by the skin of your teeth on a 6-5 win. The bullpen was not fantastic. Like where the top of the lineup was, the bullpen was rough, and it was Kyle Hurt, but everybody was kind of just walking guys consistently, and nobody was able to find the plate at all. And so it started to get a little bit frustrating. I give the Diamondbacks credit; they were consistently getting guys on and causing havoc on the base pass. Where it looked like every time they'd get an out, and then to get two runners on, you're like, oh boy, here we go. They were able to wiggle out of it for the most part, but yeah. Mostly Kyle Hurt was the one that was really struggling there.
Yeah, just a rough outing for him. I would say easily his roughest outing this season. Went just 2/3 of an inning, gave up the 3 runs. You mentioned the 3 walks, a hit as well for Hurt in that one. And overall, just the Dodger bullpen, 6 walks in the game, only 4 strikeouts. I sort of laughed when Will Klein got a strikeout in the 8th, and Joe Davis was like, "So we're obligated to tell you, we're halfway to Jumbo Jackson."
It's part of their endorsement deal,
right? I'm like, it's the 8th inning. Like I don't think this is happening tonight.
Not looking good. Don't
think it's happening tonight. So
Tanner tried. He tried.
He did. He really did.
Got some 0-2 counts, but yeah, he tried.
Couldn't quite do it. So yeah, whatever. That's not the point. But yeah, I'm not overly concerned about the bullpen guys just yet. But it has been a little bit of a rough patch for them so far in the last few games or so. So we'll see how they're able to pull out of that. But you just mentioned Tanner Scott does get through the inning. He gave up a hit, but a scoreless 9th inning when they really sort of needed somebody to kind of nail things down. I know we're not going to see a consistent closer. At least I don't imagine we're going to see one until Edwin Diaz is back. But I don't know. Would you prefer to see Tanner Scott in the 9th inning more often?
Yeah, no, I think Tanner Scott should be the guy in the 9th inning. I know he gave up the 3-run home run on Saturday. I think it was Saturday. I don't know.
Yeah, Saturday.
But just real fast. Did you hear that he got death threats after that?
I did, which is insane. What are we doing?
What are we doing here?
What are we doing?
The guy has been fantastic this year. He was not the guy from last year. He gave up a home run. It happens every once in a while. You know who also gives up home runs? Well, not Shohei. I was going to say Shohei, but
Yamamoto gives up a home run.
Like guys give up home runs every once in a while.
Man.
Especially when you throw a pitch as hard as they do. Like it's insane to go and give death threats to him. This is where I don't have an issue with gambling, but things when it comes to gambling, if that's the reason, if that turns you into, I'm going to send death threats to your family after one game which was still May, like you got that. Come on, like let's relax just a little bit. But he's been good. I think Tanner Scott is the next best reliever. We haven't seen a lot of Edwin Diaz, and he wasn't great when he was playing, but at the same time, I think so I have to say Tanner Scott has been the best reliever we have so far this year. So in the 9th inning is where he belongs and should be until Edwin Diaz comes back.
There was a point last night where I thought, man, this is where the Dodgers miss Edwin Diaz. And then I was like, Edwin Diaz hasn't really pitched enough for the Dodgers for him to be like truly missed.
Right. Right.
We haven't had enough Edwin Diaz in our lives to be like, man, we could really use Edwin Diaz right here, because it's just, I don't know, it's like he's been a rental so far because we haven't really seen much of him. Some other things I want to get to, but first I want to ask your thoughts on Eric Lauer last night. I thought he was fine. I guess didn't quite make it through 5. 5 hits to 2 runs, a walk, a strikeout. He did give up the home run to Corbin Carroll, which off the bat, I'm like, I didn't think that ball had a chance, and somehow it just carried out to left field. But your feelings on Eric Lauer, again, he's here to just eat some starts, eat some innings. It seems like he did a good enough job of that last night.
I've got a Twitter. I got a few people being like, "Oh, that was a bad Eric Lauer take," and "Oh, you're gonna have to apologize to Eric Lauer." And I just thought to myself, no.
For what?
No, I don't. Like I said, I expected him to have a bad game. He did not have a bad game. I really expected him to give up like 4 or 5 runs. I just thought that that's what's going to happen to him because I don't think his stuff plays as well as it may have. But he was fine. Like he got through. He almost got through 5. But by not getting through 5, that also changes your plan on what you're going to do in the bullpen. And the bullpen then has to struggle through a couple of different innings there, and it throws it off a little bit. I mean, those things are going to happen. But I thought Eric Lauer just kind of did what he had to do. If he's going to be your 7th or 8th starter, he's going to just what you said. He's going to eat innings. I didn't think he was great. I didn't think he was bad. I just thought he was okay. And I still believe that if he's pitching on this team at the end of July, something went wrong. Because too many guys are going to come back, and you have another guy in River Ryan waiting to go. You mentioned that they talked about Gavin Stone last night, so there's
he was in the dugout last night. It was I'm not sure why.
Yeah. Maybe he's starting to get ready. So like there's too many other guys that are going to be playing that I think Eric Lauer is just here as a inning saver. That's it. I don't see much else out of him.
Yeah,
I don't think that's going out on a limb, is it?
No, I don't think there's anything really wrong about that. I don't think there's any reason to apologize for that. He is, and I'm pretty sure he knows this. I'm pretty sure when the Dodgers brought him in, they've made him very aware of this. You're kind of a seat warmer right now. That we're waiting for Tyler Glass now. We're waiting for Blake Snell. I mean, I guess at this point, River Ryan, if they decide to make that move, could come on up and occupy one of those spots there too. This is not. Travis Rogers recently sort of compared it to when they brought in James Paxton a couple of years ago, right? Like your job is just to help us get through and kind of weather this period. Last night he was fine. Like it wasn't great. It wasn't terrible. They had the lead when he left. So job done, I guess.
Yeah,
it's kind of
hey, great job. I mean, whatever you can give us is what you can give us. And when you he has a win in both. Well, he has a win in both of his games.
No, well, the Dodgers he didn't go 5 last night.
Right. Thank you. He has the Dodgers won in both of his starts. That's a positive. So great job. As much as you can give us, fantastic. When it's time for you to go, we'll say we will. Eric Lauer is going to be one of those guys. And now if this goes the exact opposite, I'll laugh and I'll say, you know what? I was wrong. But at the same time, he's going to go on the list of guys when they win the World Series. Like, oh, remember Eric Lauer?
Hey, remember when he was here?
Got a ring too.
Yeah. It'll be like, when the Dodgers go on the road or a team comes in and Eric Lauer's there. And then Dave Roberts is in the bullpen handing him a World Series ring. You'd be like, oh, yeah, that's right. He
did pitch in the Dodge for a little bit.
He did pitch for a little bit, yeah. It's 100% what it's going to be. All right, so we got to get to this because I was thinking this as I was watching the game last night. And the Mookie Betts RBI single in the 7th
huge
sort of calmed it down a little bit. But right now, the 4, 5, and I guess you could even extend it to the number 6 spots in the lineup have been a black hole for this team. We're all pulling for Mookie. We're all pulling for all of these guys, right? But we're certainly pulling for Mookie to kind of snap out of whatever has been bothering him or at the plate. So I'm always thrilled when he gets a hit, especially in a big situation. Kyle Tucker, I'm at wit's end with him right now. He's down to 239. I think I looked, he's 3 for his last 23, something like that, or the last handful of games. Just 4 home runs all year long. The slug is at like 335, something like that. This is not obviously what we were expecting, what we were hoping. And every time it seems like he's about to come out of it, he goes into another slump again. I'm really, really just at the end of my rope with Kyle Tucker right now.
I'm going to leave this right to you. I'm going to pass it right back to you. Is Kyle Tucker officially your villain of this team this year?
I think so.
Oh, it happened.
I think so. And look, and I say
I don't blame you either.
I say that understanding the rules of this thing, right?
Yes.
That because you are the villain now doesn't mean you are the villain forever. That if things look, once upon a time, Alex Vesia was a villain. He was your villain. Now he's one of the most trusted guys in that bullpen. So it doesn't have to be this way forever. But at first it was like, well, maybe the pressure of hitting behind Shohei was a lot, and it was him joining a new team, and trying to make an impression. And then it seemed like things were starting to swing the other way when they moved him down in the lineup. It just hasn't stuck. And he's back to chasing pitches again. He's not putting the ball in play with any real solid contact. The power numbers have absolutely not been there. And to be honest with you, I think defensively, he's just average. Like, I don't see anything great from him defensively either. I said it in a text chat, and half joking, half serious. Did we just get a higher priced Michael Conforto? But Michael Conforto has a higher batting average and the same number of home runs as Kyle Tucker in far fewer plate appearances this year.
Yeah,
I don't know, man.
Yeah, no, it's rough right now, and I think you're 100% right. And he's your villain, so I can't take it, but I would take it if I could. He's not doing much of anything right now, and I think maybe it's time to maybe you drop him further in the lineup. What I'm seeing out of him is that he's trying to swing out of his slump by hitting a home run. Like, he wants that home run. He's taking these massive hacks, hoping that, okay, if I get it and I hit a home run, that will fix what's going on and I'll feel better about myself at the plate. He's absolutely pressing just like he was earlier in the year, and it looks bad. His swing looks bad. Now, could he come out of it? Of course, we all hope he comes out of it, but Kyle Tucker is struggling right now. And you're right, his defensively, he's just fine. I mean, he does the thing where he slides to catch a ball when it's low, which I kind of like. I mean, I don't mind it as much. And they were talking about that's to get away because he could see that the light was going to be in his eyes, so he went low below it. Okay, Oral, I get it, but you got to say nice things about your guys, but at the same time, come on, it's some of it is just because he wants to slide. But either way, I don't know. When it comes to Kyle Tucker, I think he's under tremendous pressure because they gave him such a huge contract. But if you look what he did last year, he started off hot with the Cubs, and then he was bad in the second half of the season. He wasn't good, and we talked about it originally before he even got signed, that his clubhouse demeanor is not that great. And it seems to be the same thing here. Now, hopefully it's opposite when it comes to the Cubs, where he's rough early on and then he picks it up in the second half of the season. But it's not what we signed up for as a team. And I think it's not what the Dodgers were hoping to get out of him with the $60 million. And if you add in the luxury tax, like $110 million, he is under a huge amount of pressure. And he shouldn't be, because the Dodgers are so good and in first place and by a decent amount. So I don't know why he's having it's probably just a personal thing.
I guess. Yeah. I can't figure out what it is, but to your point that last year, when he really struggled in the second half of the season, and I don't know if this is a carryover from that, if it is the joining this lineup and feeling the pressure to really perform. I don't know, but at this point, it's June now. So whatever anxieties that you probably had at the start of the season, hopefully those are starting to go away now. Excuse me, that you've been here, you've been in this clubhouse, you've been in this lineup now. This team has played 60 games at this point, right? The butterflies hopefully are gone. At this point, I don't know if it's a mechanical thing, if it is just an approach thing. I'm not sure what it is, but this has been just awful so far to start the season. And I think it's worse because he is in a pivotal spot in the lineup, right? That you are kind of that bridge from the top 3 or 4 guys to that bottom part of the lineup. I mean, look, Andy Pages can't hit everywhere. You can't keep moving Andy Pages to different spots to make this thing work out. At some point, Kyle Tucker's got to hit for this team to do what it wants to do in September, October at this point.
Yeah, and I mean, look at this lineup too. We're not putting out our A lineup by any.
Not last night, no,
absolutely not. So when you're going and after some Muncy, which I want to talk about a little bit, Ryan Ward, Dalton Rushing, and Alex Freeland, like some of those guys, like Rushing got a couple hits, cool. Like he started off hot and completely went back to what he was last year. He'll be fine. Freeland's just fine. Ryan Ward is Ryan Ward. Like this is not some like lineup here like, oh yeah, that's a good lineup right there. So there's a lot of pressure in that what is typically known as the heart of the order, which is absolutely not. Our heart is at the top.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's up there. So yeah, like it's just going. And I wanted to talk about Muncy for a second.
Yeah,
I love Max Muncy. I think he's one of the greatest. He's a top tier Dodger of all time. I think he's right there in home runs. He's been here a long time. He's heart and soul kind of for Cappy in that. I love Max Muncy. He's not having as great of a year as we think he is. He does have the 14 home runs, but besides those 14 home runs, he only has 21 RBIs. So that means that when he hits a home run, it's typically a solo home run. And when has runners in scoring position, he's 6 for 42. Yeah. He's not hitting well when he actually has the opportunities to. So he's getting the home runs that when nobody's on base, and he's not hitting when guys are on base. That's what you're talking about, that 4, 5, and 6 spot. Max Muncy is a part of that 4, 5, and 6. And I think we're going to miss Teo until he comes back.
Yeah, I think so too. Again, that's what stinks. It always stinks when guys get hurt, but especially for Teo, because he was starting to really come out of whatever was bothering him. I mean, he was starting to hit consistently. And so to lose him for an extended period of time really does hurt this lineup a little bit. It's like, it's funny. I do kind of wonder, is Teo sort of the Max Muncy equivalent from last year? Because remember last year when Muncy was out of the lineup, this offense really struggled a lot. And even if Muncy wasn't hitting, it just seemed like his presence in the lineup made things better. So I don't know if that's going to be Teo this year, that him coming back really gets this lineup juiced again. I'm not sure. I'm sitting here. I'm looking through some FanGraph stats on Muncy here. I'm not going to give you all the numbers because it's going to be sort of mind numbing, but
Jeff can do that on Mondays.
He can do that on Mondays. Exactly. I mean, because the thing about Max Muncy is that he's always kind of been a 3 true outcome guy. The home runs obviously are there, 14 home runs this year. The walk rate, though, is kind of down from where it has been. So he's not walking quite as often as he used to. The strikeout numbers are kind of in line with what he has been in his career. Yeah. But I do think it's that hitting with runners in scoring position that's really making a big difference, because that's probably why his RBI numbers are so low.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. It's just that middle part of the lineup really is just not consistently producing for this team.
And I mean, look, I know that we have to say this all the time. These are all nitpicks. I love Max Muncy. This has nothing to do with slander on Max Muncy. They have a 6-game lead in the division. They have 39 wins on the season. They're 39-22 and 17 games above 500. This is not like some kind of panic mode situation. It's just talking about what the things are issues, and it looks like right now Kyle Tucker absolutely an issue. Max Muncy, while he's not an issue, he's also not getting it done in big spots. And then Mookie Betts, he touched 200 for a second. I was like, oh, hey, 200. And then immediately went down to 198. So like he can still kind of figure that stuff out, but that 4, 5, 6, which is just about the heart of your order, is struggling, and they're struggling hard.
They are, and I am rooting for Mookie Betts to have a 2 at the front of his batting average. Like that's the next step. Just get to 200, and then we'll hopefully take off from there. Game 3 of the series tonight from Phoenix.
Shohei.
It's Shohei Day. 6:40 first pitch time. So go and watch the first half or so of the NBA Finals, and then watch the Dodgers, or split screen it, whatever you want to do. But
one on TV, one on the phone. Come on,
there it is. We have technology. We can do this sort of thing now. Shohei puts his 0.82 ERA in action against the Diamondbacks, going against Zach Gallen, with a 5.16 earned run average. So I don't know. This could go either way for the Dodger offense. It could be decent, could be not so decent. Who knows? But either way, talking about it tomorrow on the Blue Review.
Yes. Couple of things before we go, because we have a couple of minutes. So just a reminder, if you're in town, if you're in San Gabriel, go to Clearman's Galley on Sunday for a Dodgers Angels watch party. I will be there. Marcus would be there, but he's out of town. So it's just going to be me. So it's still a Blue Review watch party. Go on out, hang out. I'll drink with you. We'll have some fun. We'll watch Dodgers Angels. It'll be a lot of fun. Also, Marcas is going to be out tomorrow. I put it out on Twitter, but if there's somebody that you want to see on the Blue Review tomorrow, hit me up. Let me know. I know I have a couple people that I'm thinking about going to fill in for Marcas, which is almost impossible. But let me know who you'd want to see on here. I would love to just, get a new blood in here, somebody that like, oh, I never thought about that. And I would love to have that person on. So just give me some ideas. Otherwise, it might be a Bruce Kuntz or it might be a Matthew Moreno, something like that. But hit me up on Twitter, hit me up on Instagram, whatever you want. Just let me know who you want to see on the Blue Review tomorrow.
I think you should get Mason up. I think you should have Mason get up at 6:30.
No. He says 6:30 doesn't exist in his world. 6:30.
At least not in the AM, right?
Well, it could be PM too. You never know. If he's stoned at that time, that's a
fair point. That is a fair point. So, anyway, stick around. The Sedano and Cap Morning Extravaganza is coming up right after us. Thanks to everybody in the chat as always for hanging out. Thanks to Brooke for production assistance this morning. Sorry about your D-backs last night, Brooke. That's okay. That'll do it for this edition of the Blue Review presented by LAX. For Greg, I am Marcus. Talk to you tomorrow, 6:30 to 6:55, right here on the ESPN LA YouTube channel. See ya.
See ya.